In this tutorial we'll have a look at repetition. Okay, so it's another one of the control structures that we have, and we have a number of different types of repetition. Okay, we've got the one that we see here called forever, and basically that does exactly what it says in the tin. It just repeats a certain amount of statements all the time, forever. Now, there might be times when you want this to happen, and it could be, for instance, when you're wanting to constantly check say something on the sense board like the temperature sensor, and you want to repeat forever while checking the board to make sure that you collect temperatures at regular intervals. So that might be one reason why you want it. The other type is the repeat a certain amount of times, and this is what we call a count controlled loop, because you tell it how many times it's to repeat. So the default you can see here is 10, so that means that whatever statements would be inside this loop would be repeated 10 times. Now we can change that default setting and we can make it whatever we need to make it. The one that we're going to use in this tutorial is the repeat until statement, and we'll just drag that out onto here and I'll explain a wee bit more about it. This is a conditional loop, okay, and we have to build in a condition here, and what happens is that it will repeat the statements that we put in here until that condition is met. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to repeat these statements in here until the user tells us to stop. So we're going to have to create another variable. So we'll go into variables and we'll make a new variable, and we'll call that continue. We'll click OK, so we can see again that continue appears there on the stage. So we've got our new variable. Now what are we going to do with our new variable? Because there's a number of ways we can approach this problem. We can ask the user if they want to continue before they've actually done anything. What I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to take continue and I'm going to set it basically to yes at the start, a capital Y. Okay. Now there are, as I said earlier, there are a number of different ways you can approach this, but this is just my preferred option. So we'll decouple that and we'll drag this up so that the first thing we do is set continue equal to Y. Now we need a condition, so we'll go back to our operators and we'll take that comparison operator there, back into variables, take continue, slot it in there and put in there N. So what we're saying is that we will repeat until the value of continue equals N. So in other words, the user has said to us, no, I don't want to continue anymore. So what we'll need to do as well is get input from the user. So again, we'll use a set and we'll use continue. We'll go to input and we'll use the pop-up message again. Okay, and we'll type in a message such as, do you want to convert another value, Y or N? And we'll slot that in here. Okay, so whatever the user inputs here will end up coming back and being stored inside continue. So now we can start to piece it all together. So what we want to do is drag this here inside the repeat loop, and also drag this up and connect it here. But where do we want to put this? Where is the best place to put this? Well, the best place to put it is actually inside the repeat until statement. We need to put it in there because as part of the repeat until, with it looping constantly round, we need to ask the user, you know, what it is that they want to do, because that's what sets our condition here. Okay, now we're in single step mode from the last time, so we'll run through and see what happens. Okay, so set continue equal to Y, you can see that that's been done. It now checks this condition, so it looks at it and it says, well, does Y equal N? No, it doesn't. So it drops in to here, we enter a value, just pick anything, 40, there we go, say OK, single step again, we're inside and we're converting. Okay, and then we get to this statement that says, do you want to convert another value? Now notice that that's sitting at y, so let's say we've had enough and we put in n. When we click OK and single step on, you'll notice that the value comes back and is stored in there. And if we single step again, we'll go back round into this condition of the repeat loop, and this time n does equal n. So when we compare that condition, you see that we don't drop in and do any of these statements, and if we single step again, we stop. Okay, so hopefully that's been useful, and as we continue, I'll put up some more videos as and when. Okay. Always remember and save. I forgot to do that this time, so we'll do a save as, and temperature conversion, instead of sequence we'll call it iter for iteration, and we'll click OK. We should really have saved, as we've done in previous videos before we ran it, but we've done that now. Okay, and as I said, more videos will follow as and when we get to them.